Hi, I'm William Mills. I'm here at Finovate Spring in San Francisco, and I'm pleased to be joined by my friend Wade Arnold, who's the founder and CEO of Moov Financial. How have you been doing, Wade? It's been years.
I'm doing great. Still building in fintech and not on stage to present this year, but on stage to do the FinTech Fight Club this afternoon. So
Looking forward
excited
to
for that.
that. That'll be great. Well, I'll put down some money on you winning. But
Okay.
anyway, one of the things that I think is especially cool is you presented at another endeavor you had 5 times at Finovate, starting
Yes.
in 2008. Tell me about that.
Yes, presented 3 times as Banno,
Right.
and then 1 time as Jack Henry and Associates, who acquired Banno. So
Right.
really, really from the beginning of Finovate, right? Attended in 2008, presented in 2009, and has kind of been that stepping stone for me inside of financial services to talk about the things we're building.
And were you kind of hesitant to go the first time?
I was scared to death. 7 minutes and live demo, and I was 29 years old, and it was $8,000 or something. I bet in the farm in order to come demo at Finovate.
And how did it turn out for you?
It turned out pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, so got the word out as a little startup from Iowa that now is, the digital banking solution of all of Jack Henry.
So tell us about your origin story. How'd you get into your originally T8, right?
Yeah, T8 Webware.
Right.
And we had a little side project called Banno.
Right.
And then actually we signed up for Finovate, and we had to put the company name in.
Right.
And we were going demo Banno.
Right.
And we said, let's rebrand the whole company in the 7 days before they announce who's presenting at Finovate. And so we rebranded the whole company from T8 Webware to Banno in those 7 days. And then, I guess the rest is history. It's now a household name in financial services.
So you sold Banno to Jack Henry when?
Yeah, so we sold Banno to Jack Henry in 2014. Mm-hmm. And so part of the Profit Stars division. And so it was really a core agnostic digital banking platform. And then I stayed at Jack Henry for 2.5 years after the acquisition.
So why and how was Moov formed?
Why was Moov formed? It's really, after I left Jack Henry, I did a bunch of fintech seed investments, and everybody spent the first money that I gave them connecting to legacy infrastructure, which is, legacy is probably the wrong word, but infrastructure designed for brick and mortar. So
Right.
Whether that's branch banking or retail checkout. And the root was people just wanted to move money.
Right.
It's a clever name, right? So move money. And so it was really designed for a developer-first ecosystem. So we focus on product managers and software engineers that want to embed money movement inside of their platform. So accept, store, and disperse money. And they can sign up in our sandbox and move money the same day that they do that. So really, really low barrier to entry for them to get started.
So you were the first new merchant acquirer in how many years?
Yeah, so from an acceptance of money, we're a merchant processor. So first acquiring processor in the United States in 14 years. So we directly connect to Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. So, historically companies like First Data and Vantiv and TSYS, which are no longer companies, they're bought by others at this point, were the people that did that, and then gateways were built on top of it. And so we went out and said, hey, there's new access patterns, there's new ways of building software today. Let's go start from the lowest level possible and be as close to the payment rail as our customers can be.
So what makes you unique? What's your value prop?
Yeah, for us, it's quick access to capital. So we can nerd out at Finovate on how we do it. Why we do it is we settle money 8 times a day. And so if you swipe a card, it goes into a Moov wallet 8 times a day, and then you can RTP it out or same day ACH or push it to debit card very quickly. And so traditionally, that could be, a week to 2 weeks until you get money from some of the kind of legacy providers.
Right.
And we give same day, if not next day, access
So
to
it's
that
fast.
capital.
It's faster. Is it
Fast.
cheap? Is it less expensive?
It's less expensive. It's faster. It's all the better mousetrap things.
Mobile friendly?
Mobile friendly. Our dashboard is designed for mobile. I know a little bit about mobile banking, so
I know
we
you
wanted
do.
to make sure it actually works better on a mobile device than it does, with a mouse. So, most of our competitors, you still have to install a Windows app in order to log into the secure, back
Wow.
office system, and we provide that all in a mobile first experience for users.
So here's a question that I hadn't planned on asking, but you brought it up with the speed of your transaction. Isn't there a danger with a fast transaction for a faster fraud?
Yes, but you're already detecting that fraud in real time at the swipe. So at the settlement, a lot of kind of legacy systems, they go from an authorization, so that's when you swipe your card, and then later that day they settle it. And in between that, they do a batch job in order to figure out,
Right.
was this fraudulent or not. We actually do it in real time at the swipe. We can do that up to 5,000 times a second.
Wow.
And so at that point, we know if this is a fraudulent transaction, if this is a stolen card number, if this is a device we've never seen before. So we feel real comfortable at the point of swipe, whether or not it's fraudulent or not. So we feel comfortable then, obviously, dispersing those funds very quickly if we've already made that decision.
So I'm assuming because you're built on 21st century technology, you can do better authorizations faster.
Yes, and the access patterns are different too. So we work with a lot of companies that do things like product drops. So, I don't think when some of the legacy systems were built that they thought, hey, there's going to be 5,000 people that try and buy this product at the exact same time.
Right.
But that happens all over the place inside of retail today.
Right.
And so we can handle all of those transactions very quickly and give that delightful user experience that whether or not you got those shoes or you got that sweatshirt.
So what's your long-term vision for Moov? What's next and what's the future look like?
Yeah, so we consider Moov a network of networks processor. So we directly connect to the card brands, we directly connect to the clearinghouse for RTP, we directly connect to Fedline Direct for ACH. And so our customers think of Moov as like a workflow of money, an easy way to do that. And so we just continue to see new payment rails for more workflows. So, unsexy stuff, but a lot of wires are still done. So we're working on wires right now and some other payment rails to really empower the software developers that are building on top of Moov.
So are you doing anything in crypto now, or do you think you will in the future?
Yeah, we help crypto exchanges move fiat into their exchanges and back out. We also do that with companies like Currency Cloud as partners to move money internationally. So we don't do the crypto purchasing. We don't do the international money movement, but how that money comes in and out of the United States, we help our partners do that.
Right.
Personally, really bullish on the Lightning Network. I think that's going to be kind of mimics the card brands where you have quick authorization and then settlement back onto a chain. So I'm sure as consumers ask for more ways to pay with crypto, we don't think consumers want least cost routing. We think consumers want choice. So however they want to pay or get paid, we want to empower for them.
Anything, anytime, anywhere.
Anything, anytime, anywhere. Where software companies don't know state or federal boundaries. They're borderless companies. And so if they're the software for the homeowners association and they get a customer in Canada,
Right.
they don't really care that that's a different currency or a different regulatory structure. So we're being pushed by our customers to go to Europe, to go to Canada, and really solve that money movement for them.
Awesome. Well, Wade, you've got a reputation as being a fintech
Good or bad?
innovator. A good reputation
Okay.
as being a fintech innovator, a successful entrepreneur. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs here in fintech that might be 28 or whatever. And so what advice would you give those people here at Finovate?
I think financial services is a pretty tight-knit group. And so just fulfilling on your promises and doing what you say, it's a small community. And so, never burn a bridge and just execute on what you're going to say. And that's going to open doors for you in the future. And so I think trying to make shortcuts in a regulated industry, it comes back to bite you. And so we see a lot of technology, but it is called fintech, financial services and technology. There's a lot of fin in fintech, which means things like compliance and risk are real pieces of that puzzle. And so just having a posture that those things are important to you is going to help you sell into financial institutions, and it's going to ultimately help you with regulators.
What do you think? You've been in the space a while. What do you think the biggest challenges are going to be for traditional financial institutions, banks and credit unions in the next 5-10 years?
Yeah, so I think we're seeing an M&A spree happening in kind of the regional and super regional space, which is trying to get people into an asset size that they can be more competitive with the top 5 financial institutions. I think that's going to continue happening.
Right.
And then really the kind of brick and mortar, first in Maine was our go-to-market strategy by having a branch in the community and nobody else does.
Right.
I think the definition of community is just being redeveloped. And so, if there's perks for hairy mountain bikers of Colorado, that's maybe
you qualify.
That maybe is the new community. And so I think the institutions that are embracing how do we differentiate and how are we relevant other than geography are going to be super successful going forward.
Last question. For those folks that don't know about Moov, what is the one thing you want people to take away and know about Moov and why they should be talking to you?
Yeah, I think that Moov is designed to delight end users. So that's something we've taken from Banno and embraced into that. And the best payment experience is the one that just works. And so most of our customers have frustrations with how money moves and when it doesn't move properly. There's nothing worse than when payroll doesn't go out.
I know.
Right? And so when we do our job really well, you don't even have to know we exist. And that's what we're trying to do at Moov is simply move money and let the customers that we work with build incredible solutions on top of that.
Well, that sounds very cool. Thank you so much for your time. And again, this is William Mills with my friend Wade Arnold here at Finovate Spring in San Francisco.
Thanks, William.
Thank you.